Hello, Lauren. I'm responding. I got your email and I was typing a response, but I think it's better for me to just kind of like show a video so I can explain this, uh, so I can make more sense. So here's a couple of things. Number one, the disorder is not bad, although there's no cure for it, and although it's a very unique disorder, which actually makes it a good thing for this project because it increases the interest rate for it. Um, the whole goal is that you're making a fictional medication in which you are going to try to find a cure for it. The medication is going to either ease the disease itself, or it's going to make it where you can cure the disease. So although that doesn't exist, that's the fictional part of this, and you still have an answer for that. So with that, you're going to still explain, I have FOP, and you're going to explain the disorder on how it turns soft tissue into bone tissue or osseous tissue. And you can still talk about how that develops in limbs like toes and fingers and pinkies. And over time, it, gets worse. The aspect of your cell is how can you make this fictional medication that solves that? Well, obviously the big problem is that you're making extra bone tissue, which means osteocytes are now working in order to turn connective tissue, soft tissue, okay, into bone tissue. So there's a couple of cells that we spoke about that can aid you in that, right? One thing is producing or trying to influence the production of osteoclast. Osteoclast are cells that actually break down bone tissue. So, is that going to be right? No, not hypothetically, because hypothetically it could be right because this is a fictional drug that you're making. Your ideal is really to present this disease in a unique way in which you're presenting it from the aspect of here's my drug for it, but really we're still introducing the class to the disease. So I can say, hey, what my drug does, whatever it may be, Lauren something, right, is that my drug makes it where the body produces more osteoclasts inside of the targeted region. Okay, maybe you can say that the drug is injected into the region, so that's why it's targeted. It's injected into the region, it produces more osteoclasts. Those osteoclasts will break down the osseous tissue and therefore leave the connective tissue. So as a result, you can maintain, okay, the tissue when normally you would not. So those individuals can live a little bit better. So as a result, you don't get the stiffness that takes place inside the joints, things of that sort. And then after that, you're going to come up with your data. Same thing. Is the data going to be real data? No, you're going to make up the data. That's the fictional part of it. Okay. The real aspect is that you have a real disease. Okay. You're going to really discuss that real disease by talking about your fake medication that you're making. So don't get really wrapped up with the fact that there's not a cure now, and there's really not a cure now. And in fact, you can mention that, like, hey, there's not a cure for this disease until now, or there's not a remedy for this disease until now. And that's why we created whatever your drug is. Does that make sense? If you have any questions, email me. I hope this helped you out. Enjoy your day.